We'll see if I can get a couple of shots of me going through pages of this book so I can use that footage into the review so it looks a little bit more nicer than me just talking. Funny enough, they used this picture in the as one of the pictures in the Doctor's section when we get to that. Nice contents artwork page. Technically, 55 years would be later in 2018, so they're actually a little bit early for that. That gun's on the wrong side of the picture. I like how the Dr. Elizabeth Shaw images of her on the moon base as mentioned in the Sarah Jane Adventures, though confirming further that the Sarah Jane Adventures is being included in this book, albeit briefly, but yet Torchwood and Class are not. Well, Class, there isn't really any characters from that series in here, but there are some Torchwood ones, so it is a bit disappointing that some of them, well, specifically Gwen, doesn't get more detail to her character. Tosh, it makes sense for only her to be an honourable not forgetting mention, because she only met the Doctor briefly in Aliens of London. But like I said, Gwen should have had more of an appearance in this book, more notability in here, as she's the main character of Torchwood. They even include her ancestor, Gwyneth, from Unquite Dead. Oh, by the way, I do love that they do include the TV movie in this book. One other thing to mention in the back is that they did consult Russell T Davies and Stephen Moffat on the names of the hostess and the woman for Russell and the general for Stephen, and they decided to keep the mystery for the Russell ones and for the Stephen Moffat one just to keep it as it is in the show. that umbrella is way too small for Missy to be using to come down. Bit of an issue with scale in this image. I'm glad this character managed to get into this section of the book. It could have easily have been, well, just as easy to make her an honourable mention, but she was almost like a secondary companion in the next Doctor. Also, this is where the dates are actually correct on this story. I think this one, Susan Foreman, actually got an audio read and released onto the Doctor Who YouTube channel. I could be wrong about that. I think that, if I'm right, then that video had its own separate artwork for that one, for the different parts of the video. One thing about the occupation bit I'm not so keen on is that they include not just occupations, but just other statuses of characters, so it could be more like notable statuses, so occupation or role or whatever, because I don't really count orphan as an occupation. It's like Vicky's job is to be an orphan. Yeah, Vicky, your parents are dead, you earn money from not having parents. Give me a break. Same for Victoria. Her dad's dead, her mum died years earlier. She earns money from being an orphan because it's her job. Her occupation, so to speak. Here's an actual occupation, Brigadier of Unit. As we can see here in this section of Yasmin Khan, it's not really finished. Now, the book writers may have known a little bit of what was coming up with her and the Doctor and, to an extent, Grace O'Brien, but not enough to actually fill out the page. She's really just here because she's the upcoming female companion when the book was coming out. And like I said, they haven't even got the episode title yet. They do know she's going to be a police officer, though, and they have got the artwork based on what they've seen from location filming or from promotion from the series, as Little Series 11 did have. Now that is a fantastic piece of artwork. It's just a shame the 13th Doctor is looking away from the reader, and she's looking to her right, our left, instead of towards us. The other Doctors are looking at us, even if their positions are towards another direction, but the 13th Doctor is the only one not to look towards the reader in that image. The other images, yeah. ish. There's the image from the front from earlier on. Could have used another picture for that section, but never mind. I guess they use some of the pictures from the characters later on at the very end and on the back. I really think these two should have gotten full bios, especially since we got characters who had less to do in their stories or had less importance or are less notable, and yet they get bios. They get a page of bio and a picture. And here we have some of the artwork from earlier on. There's also some on the very back of the book as well. Here we see Queen Victoria, Kate Stewart, Rosita, Romana II, Zoe, the 13th Doctor, Polly, Missy, Rose. We're going left to right, up, middle, and down on the left, and now right pages. Joe Grant, Ace, Susan, Liz 10, Tegan, Sarah Kingdom, the Inquisitor from Trial of a Time Lord, Queen Nefertiti. I believe she's on the back as well, and so is Romana. Yeah, just those, and Rose. And Jenny, the Doctor's daughter, not to be confused with Jenny Flint. And finally we have Verity Lambert, also mentioned at the very back, which is a nice special mention to her. And there's also an index. And here we are on the back, where we have from left to right, top to bottom, Queen Nefertiti, Rose, Romana II, Joe, Ashilda / me, and Madame de Pompadour. Is that the same Joe image from the other bit? And as we can see on this section, in this whole lot, we've got the same pictures of Rose, Romana II, Joe, and Queen Nefertiti here as they are on the back, with the new additions being Madame de Pompadour and Ashilda. So why they felt they needed to include those 4 characters when they were in the other section, or have those 4 characters in the other section when they could have had them just here. There were quite a few other characters they could easily have swapped out in one or the other section. So that's a bit strange. I still think the best artwork is actually on this cover. Mind you, that Doctor picture was also really nice. Yeah, some lovely artwork in here. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official The Whoniversals YouTube channel. Don't forget to click below to subscribe to the official Nicholas Payne bonus content YouTube channel.